It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso on S3, and I'm excited to introduce you to somebody by the name of James Pringle. And now, let's go back in the day. Somebody who bought an old guitar from his sister at the age of 9 and then wrote his first song a year later. At the age of 13, he started leading worship. Not much has changed for this individual. And today, the singer-songwriter is a worship pastor and a leader in the Shofar church and band. And this morning, we get to know a bit more about the worship leader alongside pianist Jason before they take on the floor and, of course, give us the best Gospel Monday we've ever had in our entire lives. Welcome, James. Welcome, Jason.
Thanks, Carl.
Did I get everything right?
You did.
To the history, did I?
Yeah, it's quite impressive.
Thank you. I all memorized it, all of it. It's not written out for me. But just welcome. It's so great. I love Gospel Mondays. I love the sound checks that happened earlier. But James, let's start with you. Young age to start, praise and worship. I mean, that is something that is a calling, no doubt.
Yeah.
Was it that for you?
Yeah, I remember being, like you say, when I took my sister's guitar and almost immediately started writing songs. I think something that was inside of me, I just needed to express in songs. And I remember as a teenager spending just hours in my room just kind of worshiping God. So having amazing encounters with God. And so I didn't expect to go like full-time into music or ministry. I did a science degree that it wasn't at all on my radar, but God kind of just, I want to say, hijacked me and just took me in this direction. And now, here I am.
Yeah, you're a science degree, you say?
Yeah.
That's crazy. However, if you think about it, there was always chemistry with regard to you and your
My wife
future.
and I had chemistry together, actually.
Really?
Second year organic chemistry.
Organic? Well, there were so many chemistry moments that could happen there. Jason, you of course are going to be supportive. We've seen you here before, so clearly you love the TV.
It's not a lie.
So supporting a guy like this, what's it like for you to be part of this project?
I think James is one of the few people that I'd like to consider my mentors. And one of the things that makes it so easy to support James is that he genuinely loves everything that he does. And not just does he love it for the sake of loving it, not just does he love it because it's nice to play music, but he loves it because he loves God. And I think as someone who's been mentored into leadership under him and is a leader now, he's imparted something of that love of God. And it's very interesting that the EP that he released was called Holy Love, I think, for me personally. So that's essentially what it is. I think you've seen around, we love one another, we joke, we tease, but ultimately we love one another and we love God because he loved us first, which is a testimony.
So, good segue there, the EP Holy Love. James, Holy Love, this EP, everything that you put into it. Give me a little bit of a journey as to how it came about.
So I've been part of Shofar band. I lead the Shofar band, of which Jason is a part, and I've done that for many years, since 2010. But never done my own solo kind of project, which I've always wanted to do. And then 2019 felt like this is the year I started working on it, and then released it beginning 2020, just before lockdown. So it was interesting timing, but just such a rewarding project to do something a little bit less congregational, because I love writing songs that the church can sing. That's kind of my main focus, but it's also fun to do something that's just a little bit different and expresses a different part of my worship.
It's really beautiful, and we can't wait to hear a couple of those tracks. Before we get into our poll results, which you're going to be very interested to know which one of these tracks came out tops, you also did a bit of a YouTube thing, worship at home, and that's been getting a lot of traction. And I think given the times we're in, it's good to know somebody like you is even leading worship from the comfort of our own homes, because we have to stay safe. Tell me a bit more about this project of yours.
Yeah, that started to kind of serve our congregation, because everybody moving online, and I just realized I've got these friendships. Jason and I have known each other 5 years or so, but I've got friendships stretching back 15 years that I've been making music with people. And they're living all over the world now, and that's the amazing thing, technology. Like, I would record my part, they would record their part, drums, bass, electrics, everything, and we would kind of combine it together into these worship at home sets, which are on YouTube. But just again, despite everything that's going on around the world, everybody being so separated, and the temptation for, what isolation means for people, I think it means so much more when we actually realize we're all in this together, and we need one another. We need, as the body of Christ, we need the other body of Christ. It's not just about me and Jesus, but it's about us and Jesus. So that's what the heart of the project.
And ultimately, sorry if I could just add there.
Go for it.
It's not just that we need one another, we need God, and it's I think one of the amazing testimonies of worship at home is that in our worshiping at separate times, in separate spaces, in different rooms all over the world, I think the consistency of God and who he is,
Yeah.
and how he's a father, and everything that means can avail itself to all of us, and we can join in with thousands of years of God being God, and God being our father,
Yeah.
in moments where we worship together at home.
I think that's kind of key that you mentioned that, because we're not alone if we are together, and we have that same common experience. It's good to know that we can go to one place like God and share that, and I think that's absolutely beautiful. Another thing you're to share with us is music this morning, and we have a poll that went up. Let's take a look at the results. The poll, we had so many great songs up there, but we had Holy Love, that's their name of the EP. We had Zion there at 31%, but the tops, I Believe. Why do you think I Believe came out tops?
So that song, it actually wasn't part of my EP. I wrote it I started it in the hard lockdown in March last year. My family and I were self-isolating in a tiny little space because we'd been exposed. And in that tiny space with 2 kids running around, like, it was crazy. But I felt God saying, you need to write a song like for this time and for what we're going through. Yeah. Because the reality is, like, everything that everybody's been shaken, and that's kind of the heart of the song, is everybody's experienced this shaking of what can I believe in, what can I trust in, what is true, what is something that I can hold on to. And I think for me that kind of sums up the heart of the song is, God, I know the condition of my heart, I know that there's so much fear and everything, but still I choose to believe. So I think it's kind of a powerful message for where we are right now.
It is indeed, and that message will come through strong in your performance a little later on Expresso. Thank you, James. Thank you, Jason, for joining us on our couch of dreams. You'll get to see these 2 guys as well as some other incredible band members in Gospel Monday that's coming up very, very soon. For now, I believe it's time for news.